and calling it a comedy show. But I'm glad to see there are a few faces in the crowd. Okay, so good evening. My name is Yoyo Williams, and this show is called A South African in Europe. If you can't tell from the title, I'm a South African that lives in Europe. And not the UK, because apparently you guys are not in Europe anymore. I live in the Netherlands. I'm only here for the day. Wow. Literally just came in for the show. Yeah. Thank you. So, this is the Women in Comedy Festival. Thank you for being up here. Thank you for supporting women in comedy. It is really difficult if you have breasts and a vagina to do comedy. So, well, it's not difficult for us. It's just, men think it's difficult for us to do it. So, it's just a lot harder in the industry if you're female. So, yeah, I really appreciate seeing people at comedy shows. I've been really terrible at promoting this. I've been so bad at promoting this. But in my defense, I've only been doing comedy since April, and this is my first big show. So I've been doing open mics in the Netherlands, in Belgium, and in Luxembourg. And I thought, hey, maybe let's try something big. Let's, go big or go home. Not South Africa home, Netherlands home. So I decided I'm gonna go big, and then I'm literally gonna go home tomorrow. The UK government is not gonna let me stay any longer than tomorrow. Yeah, because my visa is expired, so I can't. If I stay longer than tomorrow, I'm getting arrested. So go big or go home, or in my case, go big then go home. Okay, so like I said, introductions. I'm Yoyo. I'm South African, and if you know anything about South Africa, it's a very diverse country. It's a rainbow nation, as we like to say. And we have a very weird history. I use the word weird for, to make it sound, interesting. But yeah, so I'll stick with the word weird. We have a very weird history. And in 1992 and before, me marrying that really white guy would have been illegal. He's like white. He's super white. Okay, his mom is German, and his dad is Afrikaans. So extremely white. He's so white it scares me sometimes that my kids are gonna walk around barefoot and wanna go camping all the time, because that's what he makes me do. He always wants to do something out in nature and go camping and all of that. I grew up in rural South Africa, okay? I was camping from the day I was born, yeah? I didn't have electricity until I was 5 years old. Had no, the first time I saw a light bulb, I was 5, okay? So I was freaking camping from the very beginning of. Fun fact about Manchester. So, the first time I ever flew internationally, actually the first time I ever flew was in 2019, okay? So I'm 27 years old. The first time I ever got on a plane was in 2019. And because I went to school with more interesting people who would talk about their international travels and, how they went to this place and that place, I used to lie in high school and say I've been to Manchester. No idea why, I just chose Manchester. When I first met my husband, he asked me, oh yeah, have you ever been anywhere? Because his family travel everywhere. They've been everywhere. And I was like, oh yeah, no, I've been to Manchester. So yeah. And then they started interrogating me about it. Because I didn't know we were going to last as long as we did. I mean, I don't know I was going to end up marrying him. He was so weird when I met him, okay? So I thought, okay, this is just a university fling. You tell a white lie every now and then. See, even lies are white. Everything is racist, guys. So you tell a white lie every now and then. You're like, no, I've been to Manchester. Because I used to be a Manchester United supporter. I think I still am. I don't know. I don't like soccer, so I just had to choose a soccer team, okay? And I went with Manchester United. So whenever people ask, have you ever been anywhere outside of South Africa? I was like, yes, I've been to Manchester. And I've seen, like, those were my two big lies throughout high school. Like, I'm not really a person that lies, but those two stuck with me from, like, my entire high school career. And I was like, yeah, I've been to Manchester. I've seen Manchester United play live. Yeah, that's the reason I went to Manchester, you guys. Like, yeah, and that made me kind of popular, okay? So thank you, Manchester. Now I'm finally here. I finally actually came here. So now when I say I've been to Manchester, it's not a lie anymore. Because there are a lot of people that I went to high school with that think I've seen Manchester United play. I even bought like the t-shirt and everything just to sell the lie. I have no idea why I chose this place, but for me, it's really like telling that this is the first place I came to when I came to the UK, that I came to Manchester, because like it's beautiful. Like God had a plan. He knew if he's there. I don't know if it's the universe or if it's God, but whoever is, pulling the puppet strings, they knew that I was going to come to Manchester eventually, and I made it, okay? Thank you. Okay, anyway, where was I? Before I took this Manchester tangent. Oh yeah, you're white. So, my husband has the nicest family. Like, his family is so nice. They are so kind. If you've watched the movie Get Out, they like that nice, but without, trying to kill me, like secretly. And they're so nice that they want to do things with me all the time. Like, his siblings want to talk to me on the phone. They want to text me. They added me to the family group like 3 months into our relationship. They didn't fucking know we were going to get married. But I think it's because I'm such a nice person. Like, I am so kind and so humble and just like an all-round great person. I'm like the universe's gift to humanity, okay? It's just that we don't have that much time for me to just show you and express to you how nice and humble I am. So you're just gonna have to take my word for it, okay? But they see it, like his family see it, like they can just see that. I am just like so adorable, okay? And as a result, they wanna like do fun things with me. And I'm an extrovert, but also I don't like people. So I don't know how that works. Because I don't want to describe myself as an introvert, because that just sounds boring. It's always nice to say I'm an extrovert, you guys. I mean, I do prefer to just like lay in bed and watch Taskmaster all day, but I'm an extrovert, okay? I went into teaching because I was like, bitch, I'm an extrovert and I want to be at a job where I work with people and I see people all the time, but for my job, so that I have an excuse not to see anyone socially. Okay, so I'm like, okay, during the day, every day, I have to be with people, and now that I'm a swimming instructor, I have to work with little kids, and they are so fucking annoying. But I get paid to deal with them, so that's fine, I can deal with it, okay? And working as a swimming instructor and teaching little kids how to swim, it's like, okay, so their schedules are open on weekends and during like summer break and all of that. So that means I don't have weekends and I don't have summer break. But then my husband's family comes and visits us and they have the summer break. Like his sibling came and visited us over summer this year, and for 2 weeks they were there at our place, at our tiny, tiny apartment. But I'm not complaining about that. It's great having them there, right? And it was so nice. But every day they were like, Yoyo, let's go to the thrift shop. Let's go to Pride Festival. Let's go to this. Let's go do that. Let's go every fucking day. Like, who can live like that? But I was like, okay, I get it. I'm a nice person. So I'll try, to be social. And I'll live up to the fact that I'm an extrovert. And I'll do things with them. But my problem is, now it's going to happen again. Next week, his mom is coming from South Africa to visit us. And she's gonna be here, and we're gonna be with her for like an entire week. And she was like, oh, you guys, I want to see you for multiple days because I love you. And I know what that means. That means she's going to expect me to get up and do shit and wake up and away from my laptop and away from Greg Davies. You know, oh man, oh that guy. But that's a story for a different day. If I didn't marry Eric, I would have come to the UK and stalked Greg Davies until we became an item. So she's coming, and I'm thinking of proposing like this really amazing idea, you guys. You need to hear me out. Don't judge too quickly, okay? But it's linked with me missing the racism in South Africa. So I want to propose something that we call Racist Monday. Now, I'm going to give you a little background on it. So like I said, I work on weekends, which means I get Mondays and Tuesdays off. So instead of having the weekend off, I have Monday and Tuesday off, and then, you know, I work 5 days a week like any other person. But yeah, weekends are like my busiest because, you know, these kids need to learn how to swim because the Netherlands is fucking covered in water. Like everywhere you go, it's water. Everywhere you freaking go, it's like you cannot step like 10 steps and you will see water. I promise you, go there, you'll see what I mean. So there's like a huge risk of everyone drowning in that country, so everyone needs to know how to swim. Job opportunity, and they pay a lot for it, and it's not really that much, it's like 15 euros an hour, but when you do currency conversions to rands, woo, baby. Oh yeah. And as a result, so I'm working as a swimming instructor, you know, Wednesday to Sunday. Me at work, blah, blah, blah. So today's my day off, and I have to take leave tomorrow because, you know, I need to travel back after the show. And I'm thinking that on Mondays, so Monday is my Saturday, I want everyone to leave me alone on Monday because it's my day off, it's my day to chill. Just like everybody has Saturday to like chill, you know, do your own thing. I want Mondays to be Racist Monday, but only for my in-laws, okay? So if there are any racists in this crowd, in this really tiny crowd, which I don't think so, you guys look so adorable. Like, oh my gosh, you look like the nicest people. But yeah, so for them, I want it to be Racist Monday, where they are racist to the one black person in their family, okay? So it's like, we don't like you for 24 hours, but it's like only on Mondays, okay? We don't like you for 24 hours, we are prejudiced towards you specifically. I don't want them to hate all black people because then, you know, the community is going to come after me. Barack Obama will come after me personally. We don't know each other, but on that day we will. if I pull some shit like that. Sorry, 1 second. Yeah, so do you guys think it would work if I was like to my in-laws? Because they added me to the group like 4 or 5 years ago, to their family group. So I'm already in the DMs, okay? So I can just like type it in there, be like, okay, you guys, it's like this new thing that I found in Manchester, okay? In Manchester, the place that I finally went to, that you like interrogated me about a few years ago because his parents are smarter than he is. He believed me straight away. His parents were a little skeptical about the details, okay? But now, finally, I have proof. I took photos of my boarding pass just to show everybody that I was actually in Manchester. Now I have actual proof that I've been to Manchester. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, you guys, Racist Monday. Like yesterday, his brother, I was on the phone with his mom, and his brother came in the room. I'm assuming she had us on loudspeaker, and his brother came in the room, and he got so excited to hear that I was on the call. Like, it's really creepy how much these people like me. My own family doesn't even like me that much. Like, seriously. My sister like goes the other way when she hears I'm on the phone. And his siblings like run and like have conversations with me. It's really weird how much they like me, but also I really like how much they like me because it's like, oh my gosh, you guys. Like, you get it. My family doesn't, but you get it. The universe's gift to humanity, right here, okay? For the last 27 years, like, the universe has been blessed. And now I've blessed Manchester with my presence. And I blessed the Netherlands with my presence. Like, I'm just like, ooh, just oozing and dripping, humility. You can hear it, right? You can all hear it. Okay, so moving on. Moving on from my racism and how it's just not inflicted on me. Another thing I have a problem with in the Netherlands and that I really miss about South Africa is how good our food is in South Africa. Like, it's amazing. In the Netherlands, I don't know if the guy who went and pillaged for the spices got lost on the way back because their food is so flavorless. Like, it is so bland. I mean, we learned in history that Europeans went to like India and, the East, and they went looking for spices. But I think the Dutch guys got lost on the way back and never made it back to the Netherlands with the spices because damn, their food is bad. But I have to say one thing about them. They have this thing called hagelslag. Okay. So it's a funny word in Dutch. It's hilarious if you're in the Netherlands. I have no idea how to say it. No, it's hagelslag. There we go, hagelslag. So what they do is they take a slice of bread, they put butter on it, they like lather it with butter, and then they put hundreds and thousands on it, and they call that a meal. Yeah, try it. I tried it once, loved it, mocked it for like 9 months, okay? And then eventually I was left with no choice but to try it because a friend of mine was like, yeah, would you like something to eat? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll have a bite. And then she brought me a slice of bread with sprinkles. It tastes, I'll describe the taste to you, okay? It tastes like a bad donut. However, if you know anything about donuts, like all donuts are good, so even the bad ones are like sort of good. Yeah, so this body was made from eating cakes and donuts, so I know the taste of things, okay? So donuts, like that hagelslag nonsense, tastes like a bad donut. Today I tried caterpillar cake, so it's like caterpillar cake, but a lot worse, okay? So it's caterpillar cake, but like a lot shittier. But in Dutch standards, it's really good, okay? It is so good if you compare it to the other shit that they eat in that country. Like croquettes. Who the fuck came up with that as something that people eat? And there's this thing they call bitterballen. It's like, they croquettes but in little balls, and they just call it a different name. So a croquette is sort of like a sausage looking thing, and I don't know how else to describe it. It's a bland sausage that like has potatoes or something inside, but like the potatoes are also not flavored. So yeah, it's just like a bland potato sausage. That's what a croquette is, okay? And then a bitterball is just the ball version of that. They are not creative people when it comes to the food, but their visa laws are really lax. So yeah, now I get to live in Europe, and I didn't have to go through that much red tape. Yeah, and the best part about the Netherlands compared to South Africa is the transport. Okay, you need to go there. Their public transport is top notch. In South Africa, the public transport is like the mafia, so you never know if you're going to make it to your destination alive. But in the Netherlands, like, oh my gosh, their trains. You just like sit in a train and you know you're not going to be dead by the end of your journey. Like, oh, it's fresh breath of air. Just getting on, like, just like swiping your card They're like, I have like the transport card. I got like the fancy one where you put your picture on it and everything, you guys. Like, oh my gosh, it's so official. And then last week, I got like I got a business card for transport because I figured out that a person can do that. So now it just looks like an official card. I just like flash it because it's always like with the people that are wearing suits and ties that have the business card. But I figured out that any motherfucker can get it. So I was like, okay, hit me up with the business card so that I look fancy. But I only want to look fancy when I go to South Africa so that I can like just show people that I have a business card. So it just looks like official and everything. But the only thing that pisses me off is I can't afford a car there. And I have a car in South Africa. So every time it rains and I get rained on, I cry because I remember that I have a car. And now I'm running in the rain. I'm running in the rain to try and catch the bus. Oh, okay. Well, I know. I now have first world problems, you guys. Like, I'm living the life. I went from not having electricity to having first world problems. Okay, like I have made it in life. Ooh. I have a fun fact for you. So, I grew up, like I said, in rural South Africa. And the first time I saw a Caucasian person, I was 8 years old. I used to think that white people were like TV people, like cartoons. So I was really shocked when I saw one like face to face in real life. And I thought I was also going to meet SpongeBob because if I can see a white person, then I'll definitely be able to meet SpongeBob and Patrick. And I went around for like an entire year expecting that one day I'm going to bump into SpongeBob. And I know he lives in a pineapple under the sea, blah, blah, blah. But I mean, I lived in Durban and the sea is right there. Like my school was literally on the beach. So it was like my school and then like a little theme park beach thing and then the beach behind it. So I would go after school, instead of heading straight home, I would like go to the beach to try and see if I won't bump into SpongeBob and Patrick. Because sometimes they come up onto the surface. Like in SpongeBob SquarePants, they come up onto the surface, so I thought anything was possible. Like, that's how gullible I was. That's how gullible I was. I'm surprised I never got kidnapped as a kid because I was really stupid. But I made it this far, okay? So I made it in life. I'm just living it up. Okay, you guys, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute intermission because I'm sweating really badly and I need to clear that up, and I'll be back with you in 2 minutes. So, thank you. Okay, and we're back. Okay, there's something that I forgot to tell you that I really should mention. So, I'm bi. Love it, absolutely love it. Did not know I was bi until my husband told me I was bi. Because I thought it was entirely normal for, women to admire other women, right? They're like, oh, she has nice boobs. Like, she has a really nice butt. Like, oh yeah, she looks amazing. I would totally date her. I thought it was like a thing that all women did, okay? Like the way, but it turns out, if you have a crush on most of your friends, you're not straight. And I accidentally came out to pretty much everybody we knew at university because we did a survey to find out, how attraction works with same-sex attraction, basically. So we did the survey, and I basically came out to everybody at the same time as I was doing the survey. And some people think that's a bad thing that I found out that I'm like attracted to women when I had like a steady boyfriend at the time, and they were like, oh, so are you just like not attracted to him? Like, no, hella attracted to him. In fact, I want him to be attracted to other women so he can bring them home and we can date them together. Like, You know, it's a family affair, if you will. So, and I always like look at women who are like, oh, my husband is cheating on me with his secretary. My husband is sleeping with. I want my husband to sleep with his secretary. Like, sleep with her. Bring her home. Let's share. Like, don't keep it to yourself. Because he has a secretary. He's a 27-year-old who has a secretary. And I'm just like, okay, I'm impressed with your success, but bring her home. Like, share, okay? So if you're going to be those guys who sleep with their secretaries at work, who sleep with their assistants or whatever, just remember you have a wife at home. But not to hide it from your wife, but, you know, to share with your wife. Yeah, I'm totally open to that, like 100%. And some of my friends were like, no, so that's not bisexuality, that's like polyamory. Call it whatever the fuck you want, okay? Like, I don't care about labels. You can call it, like, with people who are trans or whatever, I don't care about labels. As long as you're human, you know, just not into bestiality, that's the only label I care about, okay? So as long as you're bringing home a human person, I'm good. Like, I will accept it 100%. You guys are such a great audience. Like, I just keep looking out and you're like giggling and laughing at everything I'm saying. Like, oh my gosh. Like, it makes me feel good about myself. Like, I'm just like here, like, okay. But also, I feel really good because I literally thought he was going to be the only one here. And he has to laugh. We're married. So even if he doesn't find it funny, he has to pretend it's funny because he's only been married for like almost 2 years. You don't want to get divorced just yet, do you? Yeah. So you have to laugh at everything I say. It's like in the contract. It's an unwritten thing. I feel like married people should know this, that there are like unwritten rules to marriage that I didn't even know existed until I got married. It's like you get a new superpower the second he puts that wedding band on your finger. Like when you get the engagement ring, it's like, okay, cool. So things are starting to get unlocked. You start to get, you know, new wisdom as a person when that ring goes on your finger. But when that wedding band goes on your finger, it's just like superwoman, basically. Like the world opens up to you. How does it happen, you ask? It's because you now have the power. He can't do anything. He signed the papers. Do you know how difficult getting a divorce is? Like, he is stuck with the crazy now. Like, he knew what he was getting into. We were dating long enough that he should have seen the crazy signs. I mean, I think my crazy got amplified when I got married, but he saw the signs. Like, the red flags were all there. Okay? It's not like I hid it. Except for the Manchester thing, I'm a really bad liar, okay? Except for the been to Manchester thing, people can always tell when I'm lying, which sucks. Because, yeah, so when I lie, I need to try and channel my high school Manchester years. And I'm really bad at it. So, but if you don't see the red flags, then it's your fault at this point. Like, ladies, are you in relationships? Are you in a relationship with each other? No?
She is, I'm not.
You're in a relationship. How long have you been in a relationship? 4 years. 4 years. He's seen the crazy by now. Oh, yeah, exactly. And you guys are going steady. Proposal? No proposal yet?
No, yeah.
Not yet? But he's getting there, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's getting there. Yeah. Trust me. When he puts that engagement ring on your finger, there's a hidden crazy that you don't even know is there yet. Okay? It gets unlocked by the ring. It's like a video game with levels. Yeah? You're like now on level 1, level 2. Like your crazy's there. But then the second he gives you the engagement ring, you're like level 3, level 4, level 5. Right? And then once you walk down the aisle, you say your vows and the wedding band goes on. You're like fucking insane. like completely insane. You don't even know it's there. It gets unlocked. But then also, you make sure that he picks up his socks and that his underwear is clean, and he's not wearing torn shirts and all of that. So it's a package deal. Trust me. Like the couple at the back, you guys look so cute and adorable. Like I've been looking at you this entire time, just like, oh my gosh, you two. If I wasn't in a relationship, that would be relationship goals right there. You haven't said a word, but I can see it in your eyes. Like, I can see the goals. How long have you guys been together? 6 months? Oh, your crazy is coming, girl. Like, it's still, like I said, it's not her fault, okay? So once you start seeing it, I promise you it is not her fault. It just happens naturally. It's like, there's an unlock code that happens. After 2 years, you level up. After 3 years, you level up. At the engagement, like, and then I'm married. Once you have kids, there's no backing out anymore. Like, it's done. Like, you're stuck with your crazy for the rest of your life. The world invents one crazy person. The world, like, has that one crazy person for you. And I've seen people that, like, divorced 4 or 5 times. It's because they haven't found their crazy, the crazy that matches with them. So, if I'm just thinking like, there's a dude who, I mean, he's fictional, but still, he was in a comedy show and he's been divorced like 6 times. It's because he hasn't found the right crazy woman for him. So that's all we're searching for in this world. And it doesn't matter if you're in a same-sex relationship or different sex relationship, there's just one crazy for you. Like Eric drives me insane, like every day. Like he does new things that I didn't even know could drive me crazy, but I'm just like, oh yeah, he's my crazy, it's fine. I mean, I'm not gonna leave him now. He has to go become somebody else's problem. Like it's fine, I'll deal with the problem that I have in the house. I know what the problem is. I know. They take training, don't they? They need to get trained. But then, in the same sense, we also need to get trained. Like, they train us, we train them. It's like a dog park in relationships. Everybody's just getting trained for the rest of your life. You're getting trained on how to be a human that coexists with another human. That's all a relationship is. You coexisting with another human because we're social beings and we're stuck with each other. But some people get stuck with the best. Okay? Like, I know. I told you I'm humble, guys. Like this is just me sprinkling in the humility every now and then. Just to remind you, what's up. Just to remind you what's up. Okay, so we're almost done. I am going to leave you guys with this. I'm just so emotional because like coming to Manchester has just been like a dream of mine since I was a child, okay? And I finally made it. But in my head, I've come here so many times. Like, I was here when I was 13, okay? Like, in my head, I have watched Manchester United play. I have no idea what the stadium is, but I have been to the stadium and I have watched them play. I bought the t-shirt like at the souvenir thingy. I've never been to a stadium, so I'm not sure where you buy the t-shirts, but I've been there, okay, believe me. So I went to the stadium, I bought the t-shirt at the souvenir place, and I believe I met a soccer player that plays for Manchester. I don't know any of them, but I met one of them, and he definitely played for Manchester United. And yeah, that's when I was here, when I was like 13, 14. So it's nice to be back in this beautiful city, you guys. And today I rode in a double-decker bus. Okay, like why do you guys just have that as regular transport? Just like double-decker bus. It's so cool. Like, it's really cool. And this country really does make me feel like I'm at home. The part of Manchester where we've been in, the northern quarter near Piccadilly.
Northeast.
Yeah, so it's beautiful. Like I just want to leave on that note that this is a really beautiful country, and I'm really hoping to come back again next year for the Women in Comedy Festival, and I'm gonna do better marketing and promotion. I'm gonna do better marketing and better promotion when I come back next year, and I really appreciate the audience that I do have today. Like, you guys are amazing. Ladies, I pulled you from the bar downstairs and you were like troopers and you came right up. Highly appreciate it, and thank you for being here. I hope I made you at least giggle a bit, that you have some anecdotes, some fun stories that you learned. I hope you learned a little bit about South Africa and a little bit about the Netherlands, because those are the only two places I really know anything about. I can't really tell you about the rest of the world. Yeah, I'm not that well traveled, but yeah, I really hope you enjoyed yourselves tonight, and I'm really grateful that you were here, and thank you for supporting Women in Comedy. Thank you for supporting the Women in Comedy Festival, and there are so many more shows going on for like the next few weeks. Please make sure to check out the posters downstairs. There are some posters downstairs. I know there will be some shows here and some shows next door, so check it out. We have a lot of funny female comedians, and you know, these are your people. These are Manchester women, these are UK women, and you know, they would really appreciate your support, and this is just a great way to you know, promote women in comedy and to show that women are freaking hilarious. And yeah, I hope you have a great evening, and it has really been great performing for you. Good night.